Today we're taking a look at these NBA matches, which are happening on Wednesday, March 2nd, 2022, and giving you match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes, let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos, and if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. 5 plans are available for each and every one of you. You can get 30 extra betting picks all the way up to 500 extra betting picks per month. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting picks that ends up costing you a lot of money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks. Sacramento Kings vs New Orleans Pelicans. The Sacramento Kings and the New Orleans Pelicans duke it out at the Smoothie King Center on Wednesday night. Our first pick is New Orleans Pelicans -5. And here is why. CJ McCollum scored 22 points, while Jonas Valanciunas and Brandon Ingram added 19 apiece in New Orleans' 123-95 rout Sunday night. The 28-point margin of victory is the largest in franchise history by the Pelicans over the Lakers, surpassing their 139-117 win in 2018. All 5 New Orleans starters scored in double figures, led by McCollum, who has 6 straight 20-point games. Despite being an underdog in both contests, the New Orleans Pelicans have won both of their games since the All-Star break by double digits. Led by McCollum and Valanciunas, New Orleans is playing with confidence. The Pelicans do have a losing home record straight up, but they have covered the spread in 5 of their last 7 games against losing teams, and the Kings are just 1-5 ATS in their previous 6 games against teams with a losing home record. The Kings have been all over the place season, and I have more faith in the Pelicans. And our second pick is over the total. And here is why. The New Orleans Pelicans have won their last 2 games and currently are 10th in the West Conference, clinging to the last play-in spot. Portland is in 11th with a season record as New Orleans, and San Antonio is 12th, 1.5 games behind. The New Orleans Pelicans have been building some momentum with 3 wins in their last 5 games, and they will be aiming for a 3rd straight win after making light work of the Lakers in a 123-95 road win on Sunday. CJ McCollum led the team with Miami Heat vs Milwaukee Bucks. The Miami Heat and the Milwaukee Bucks duke it out at the Fiserv Forum on Wednesday night. Our first pick is Milwaukee Bucks -5. And here is why. The Heat have come out of the All-Star break as the top team in a very competitive Eastern Conference. Obviously, being in first is a blessing, but it also comes with a large bullseye on your chest. Every team is gunning for the Heat and looking to give their best effort when facing them. That will be no different in Milwaukee on Wednesday night. This one is going to be a clash that could be a preview of the Eastern Conference Finals, given the talent each team has in their rotations. Miami will miss Lowry again, though Vincent performed admirably in his absence in the win over Chicago. That game was at the FTX Arena though, not the Fiserv Forum, and we know how the Bucks will feed off their crowd. Having Antetokounmpo, Middleton and Holiday to lead the way is a triumvirate that not a ton of teams can match up with for 48 minutes. Butler and Adebayo will keep Miami in it, but the Bucks' depth and the presence of the Greek Freak is too much for them to handle. Milwaukee gets the win here at home to split the season series. And our second pick is over the total. And here is why. Milwaukee had dropped 2 straight and 4 of 5 before rolling past Charlotte at home Monday night to get back on track. The Bucks entered Tuesday second in the Central Division standings, 2 games behind the Bulls for the top spot. In the Eastern Conference playoff picture, they stood 4th, 4 games behind Miami for the top spot in the conference. Against Charlotte, the game was even after the opening quarter, before Milwaukee outscored the Hornets 44-21 in the second quarter to turn the game into a rout. The Bucks led by as many as 35 in the second half en route to the victory. Milwaukee shot 44% from the floor, including 18 of 45 from 3-point range, and held Charlotte to 38.7% shooting in the game. Giannis Antetokounmpo led the Bucks with 26 points, 16 rebounds, 6 assists and 4 blocks in the win. The Milwaukee Bucks have been in a bit of a rut as they've lost 4 of their past 6 games, but they will be looking to build some momentum after routing the Hornets in a 130-106 home win on Monday. Giannis Antetokounmpo led the team with 26 points, 16 rebounds, 6 assists and 4 blocks. Bobby Portis added 20 points with 10 rebounds. Jrue Holiday tallied 21 points with 8 assists, while Chris Middleton chipped in with 19 points. As a team, the Bucks shot 44% from the field and 18 of 45 from the 3-point line as they ran riot in a 44-21 second quarter to take a 23-point lead into halftime before going on another run in the third quarter to lead by as many as 35 points. Miami won their 4th straight game and their 9th in the last 10 games as they rolled over Chicago in a battle of the top 2 teams in the Eastern Conference. The Heat entered Tuesday holding an 11-game edge over the Hawks in the Southeast Division standings. In the Eastern Conference, Miami owns a 2-game lead over Chicago for the top spot in the playoff picture. Against Chicago, Miami led by 9 after the opening quarter and maintained that edge at the half. The Heat opened the second half with a 10-2 run to take a 65-48 lead and didn't look back as Chicago couldn't get closer than 12 the rest of the way. Miami shot 49.4% from the field, including 12 of 31 from three-point range, and held a narrow 39-38 edge on the glass. Gabe Vincent and Tyler Herro each had 20 points to lead the Heat in the victory. Utah Jazz vs Houston Rockets. The Utah Jazz and Houston Rockets meet Wednesday in NBA action at the Toyota Center. The Utah Jazz look for a win after winning 8 of their last 9 games. The Houston Rockets look to snap a 10-game losing streak. Our first pick is Utah Jazz -13. And here is why. Utah outscored the Suns by 9 in the third, which played a deciding factor in them getting the win. In the victory, they were led by Donovan Mitchell who dropped 26, while Rudy Gobert had 16 points and 14 rebounds. Houston lost to the Clippers 99-98 on Sunday night in a game they were outscored 25-18 in the fourth. They were led by Garrison Matthews, who had 17 off the bench, while Christian Wood and Alperen Sengun. Utah has been on a roll of late with 8 wins in their last 9 games, as they have turned things around since Mitchell came back from missing 2 weeks with a concussion. The Jazz are clicking right now, and they look like the team that we saw in the first couple months of the season when they were cruising along. Meanwhile, the Rockets have lost 10 straight games entering this one and are pretty much out of the playoff picture, even with the expanded field of the play-in tournament. Houston is 0-9 in the second game of back-to-back situations and have been outscored by an average of 16.9 points per game in those situations. Look for Utah to roll past the Rockets to get the win here. And our second pick is over 232.5 points, and here is why. Houston was dumped at home by the Clippers Tuesday night in the opening half of a back-to-back set for their 10th straight defeat. The Rockets dropped to 15-46 on the season, last in the Southwest Division, 26.5 games behind the Grizzlies for the top spot. In the Western Conference playoff picture, the team stood last, 20.5 games behind the Nuggets for the final guaranteed playoff spot and 9.5 games back of Portland for the final spot in the play-in tournament. Against LA, the Rockets trailed by 2 after the opening quarter and led by 1 at the half before getting outscored 40-25 in the third quarter to trail by 14. Houston never got closer than 13 the rest of the way en route to the loss. The Rockets shot 39.6% from the field, including 13 of 39 from three-point range, and were beaten 55-45 on the glass. Jalen Green led Houston with 20 points in the loss. The Utah Jazz are averaging 113.8 points on 47.4% shooting and allowing 107 points on 45.2% shooting. Donovan Mitchell is averaging 25.9 points and 5.2 assists, while Bojan Bogdanovic is averaging 17.7 points and 4.3 rebounds. Rudy Gobert is the third double-digit scorer, and Jordan Clarkson is dishing 2.4 assists. The Utah Jazz are shooting 36.3% from beyond the arc and 78.1% from the free throw line. The Utah Jazz are allowing 34.5% shooting from deep and are grabbing 46 rebounds per game. Disclaimer, no financial advice. The information on this channel is provided for education and informational purposes only, without any express or implied warranty of any kind, including warranties of accuracy, completeness, or fitness for any particular purpose. The information contained in or provided from or through this channel is not intended to be and does not constitute financial advice, investment advice, trading advice, or any other advice. The information on this channel and provided from or through this channel is general in nature and is not specific to you, the user, or anyone else. You should not make any decision, financial, investment, trading, or otherwise, based on any of the information presented on this channel without undertaking independent due diligence and consultation with a professional broker or financial advisory.